G'day. It's the 13th of November 2014, day 37. This is the story of the journey of a life coach from start to finish, and looking into whether it's a scam or a success. This is my attempt to document or record the ups and downs, the highs and lows, whether things work, how I look, how I speak, my weight, the tone of my voice, my facial features, my body language, all these sort of things, and how they change over time, and how I handle certain things from day to day. So the idea is to video log each day, talk about my reflections on the previous day, whether I'm moving forward and becoming more positive, removing negative thoughts and negative language. That's a fair crux of what becoming a better person and self-improvement and growth is becoming aware of me that that's what it's about. Now, in order to do that, I started keeping a journal. A lot of recommendations in business, in life, from life coaches to psychologists, etc., is to set daily goals, set medium-term and long-term goals, and stick to them and act on them. And basically, what happens is people don't do that. 99% of people will buy a book and won't read it. They set goals, they don't follow them. They do things, like New Year's resolutions and weight loss programs, going to the gym. They start, they get motivated, and then they lose motivation and stop. So I'm learning that life coaching is basically a journey of motivating people, sort of like a fitness coach. So you're just motivating people to stay on track, to keep doing what they've got to do. So in this book, I basically have a daily affirmation or a daily goal that I want to keep. And the idea there, coming from Think and Grow Rich, is to say the daily affirmation every day, to train your subconscious and your mind to remember to do these things. I also set my goals for the day, or the tasks that I want to achieve. I reflect on what's happened over the last 24 hours, and then I go through my medium to long-term goals. So one of the main big things to note here is it's day 29 for me being smoke-free. So I was a smoker before I started this journey, and I'm 29 days in, which I'm very proud of. And the secret, well, not really a secret, it comes about of just basically reframing my thought process. Tony Robbins sort of relates to it as the points of pleasure and pain. And as a smoker, I thought it was pleasurable, I was enjoying it, and it was more painful to give up and not do what I wanted to do. I've just had basically restructured that, and it's a long process. It can't be summed up in sort of 30 seconds, but it's now a painful thought to go back to smoking, and the pleasure of not having to spend $20 for a packet of cigarettes, waking up feeling like crap, having to go and stand out in the cold in winter, having bad breath, all those things relate to pain, and the pleasure is being able to achieve this. And this is a mini goal of mine, to go through this process of this life coaching journey. And step one is showing great success. Now, the affirmation, which is pretty much the same every day, but it seems to grow and adapt. Today I'll do everything in my power to reduce my weight to below 109 kilos by the 25th of December 2014. I'll complete my exercise, eat healthily, and focus on my back getting stronger. I'm thinner and my back is stronger. Imagine how great I will feel on Christmas Day. So the goals for today, once again, is to do 2 hours worth of reading. Yesterday I mentioned looking into speed reading. I did a little bit of that the night before, but I just didn't do any of it yesterday. So I'll put that down as well. I think these little goals have got to be really specific. Look into half an hour of speed reading. If I don't allocate times, I seem to put them off and find something else to do. My training, online training, that's what I do for a job. I'm working with 2 companies at the moment. Work is a little bit quiet. So allocating time is a little bit more challenging. There are things I could do. I've got to do my matrix and map across the units that I need to do. That's just laziness, and this is something that I really need to overcome along this journey, is the laziness that I have and putting things off. So that's where I'm earning my bread and butter at the moment, through the training. So when it's quiet, there is a little bit of fear, whether that's not the right word, that we don't have money coming in. So there's this balance of go ahead, do all this coaching stuff, read, learn, but that doesn't pay the bills. So we've got to get this balance, which I'm working on. My exercise, I was just going to ride my exercise bike in the morning and the evening, and then do my walk. Yesterday, rode the bike in the morning, did my walk, did my stretches and sit-ups and stuff. Didn't ride the bike yesterday evening, found something else to do. So still not completely motivated there when it comes to exercise, so I've got to work on that. Something I have noticed though is I am using language that allows me not to do it. So along the way I'm learning about no regrets and doing what you want to do and being happy with what you want to do. So if I say I want to ride my exercise bike in the morning and the evening, and I don't ride it in the evening, I just have been saying to myself, that's okay. I don't want to tire myself out. I don't want to become bored with it. So if I don't do it every night, then that's okay and that's acceptable. My question there is, isn't that just flaking and not doing what you're meant to be doing? But I'll cross that when I go to the Coaching Institute intake weekend, which is coming up in December. This is a big part of the journey that I'm taking in the course that I joined. I haven't officially started because that starts in December, so I have been classing myself as over analytical. I have the learning modality of AD, or auditory digital, which means I overanalyze things and I look into things and I need to know the whys and the hows and everything about it. So my mini goal here for the Coaching Institute is to just go with the flow, rack up all these questions that I want to ask, take them with me, but not try and answer them before I get there. And then the next goal for today is to start on my golf book. This is a coaching book, and I just want to structure the framework today. Next sort of query about these mini goals is whether it's worthwhile starting all these things, or whether I should be starting one and going through all the way. I also had some ideas for another coaching book or series of coaching books. I've started them, but that involves interviewing elite people, elite sportsmen, elite actors, celebrities, that sort of stuff. And I've got to the point where I've written the questions. I've just got to go out and find them. So do I just sort of come back to that now and then, or am I meant to just hammer it in every day? Reflection on the last 24 hours. I felt like I've really lacked motivation. I'm falling into a bit of a rut. I'm starting to watch a little bit more TV again. And I'm not sure where this is coming from. I was super excited when I was away. I was pumped. I was doing everything that I could. And now it's more of a challenge to be a part of these things. I don't know if it's whether my training and assessing has dropped off a bit and I'm not spending time doing that. Therefore, I'm feeling a bit of guilt to spending time to other stuff, but that's an excuse because then I'm just sitting there watching TV, so bludging anyway. So I think I've really got to start focusing the pain of watching TV during the day, and really focus on spending my time during the day and being pleasurable and happy with what I'm doing. Nick and I went into a relationship counsellor yesterday for the first time. We're really looking at improving all different areas of our lives. That went well. He didn't just sit there and ask questions and find out how we were going to, who we are and what we're doing. He actually had some input and some strategies and things that I think Nick and I already knew. But studying to be a coach, I understand it's not about providing answers, it's about asking the right questions. And he started off well, and he suggested there are some tools and strategies that he can provide down the track. Coincidentally, the weight thinning coach, or the weight course that I was looking at doing online through the Coaching Institute as a trial, I was a guinea pig for pro bono stuff. Didn't come off. The meeting times didn't work. I admit I was a bit frustrated there. She's in Melbourne, I'm on the Gold Coast. There's the time difference with daylight saving. I questioned that through emails. She works through emails and timetables. The times didn't marry up and we didn't end up speaking, but she set aside a different time for next week, which I think we've worked out and we'll get stuck into. She also sent me some information on what to read and what to follow up on, which is a 7-step process which has some great techniques. My first concern is Nick and I decided when we were away that we were going to focus on a routine of trying to do 5 meals a day. She's come out and said do 3 meals a day with no snacking in between. So interesting one there, but again, not looking for the answer, just writing down the question, and when it comes to it we'll speak to her and ask her. And then something that I'm really proud of and happy about, and I can see stuff surfacing up a bit more, is when I'm reading these books and starting these Coaching Institute courses and whatnot. When it comes to self-reflection, they provide activities and ask you a lot of questions on who you are and what you think and how you think and your feelings and emotions, and it's something that I have really struggled with in the past, trying to answer those things. And I've always needed, in the past I've needed someone there to instigate or draw the questions, provide the questions to really draw the answers out of me. And I'm starting to just let it flow, let the answers come out, and I think that stems from not worrying about having the correct answer. It's really got to be a focus of just say what you think it is. It could be right, it could be wrong, it really doesn't matter. And just putting something on paper. It's about putting pen to paper and just identifying things. So whether it's looking about disempowering beliefs, just got to write down as many as you can, which I've really struggled with in the past, but I'm really happy that that's changed now and I'm starting to do that quite successfully. So quickly, going into medium to long-term goals, this is where I've set 3-month, 6-month, 12-month and 3-year goals. I set them some time ago and I'm doing a countdown. So when the 3-month goal gets down to 0, the 6-month goal will be back to 3 months, and then I can readdress them, calling them 3-month, 9-month, so on and so forth. So I may have to look at how that works, but this is just a gradual process I'm starting out on, and I'm happy to do it this way. So the 2 3-month goals are down to 80 days. The first one is to have 3 coaching books completed, and the second one is to have a paying speaking gig. The 6-month goal is down to 170 days, and that's to have the business cruise and our holiday booked for next year. The annual goal is down to 355 days, and that's for my business to be up and running and successful, and for me to be earning over $100,000 per year. I've got to refresh and remind myself that paying taxes is good. The more tax I pay means the more money I'm earning. That's been a limiting belief in the past, where I've not wanted to pay taxes, which has stopped me from earning as much money as I could. So the more money I earn, the more taxes I pay. So the more taxes I pay, the better it's going to be. And the 3-year goal is down to 1,085 days, and that's to have our unit paid off. So that's the 1st of November 2017. But that's pretty much it for today. I will be back tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye.